All right, so watch me as I attempt to make this meatball soup, and I made a special drink at the end. I am under the weather, so I apologize if my voice does not sound pleasant. TikTok made me make this, right? So I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I can't sleep because I was suffering with a headache, my sinus headache. Here's me washing off the celery. I use Dawn dish soap and I make sure I rinse it off well. Now I'm just slicing the celery. Slice it the size you prefer. I think I just used one stalk of celery because I'm not trying to make a huge pot. Here's the zucchini. I'm cleaning the zucchini off with the brush and the Dawn dish soap. Rinse that off well and dry it off. And I'm going to just chop it up big and chunky because I'm going to put it in this chopper so that it cuts it in even pieces. I can't find anything in my kitchen because my husband put the dishes up last. So you'll see me looking for things. Okay, so this is the ground turkey. I try to stay away from ground beef as much as possible. I wasn't going to eat meat this week until I saw this recipe. Since I'm not feeling well and I was craving soup, I said, why not? Okay, so this is me chopping up the onion. I didn't want big, huge pieces of onion, so I cut it in fours and then I diced it in the machine as well. You'll see me out of frame quite a bit. I'm washing my hands in between touching different things. I often wash my hands at least 10 times when I'm cooking because I don't want any cross contamination. All right, so I switched out the cutter to something smaller for 5 or 6 cloves of garlic. I cut off the ends of the garlic and then I chopped it. My scissors are clean. I always sanitize them, so that's not just the outside pair of scissors. I use that to open packages exclusively. To open packages, you'll see that I have paper towels on top of my bowls. I have a bowl of parsley here soaking in vinegar. I'm taking it out and I'm wrapping it in the paper towels because I had a gnat and I couldn't find it. So now I'm washing off rice. It was just a little bit of rice left in that bag, and I'm going to put this inside of the ground turkey for the meatballs. All right, so I'm taking out the seasonings. I kept it very simple. I'm washing my hands again. I just kept it simple. I just used some Lorry seasoning salt, pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder. And I just mixed it up well. I added the rice to it so that there will be some rice in it. And I just made loose balls approximately the same size. I didn't roll them in my hand. I just wanted them to be kind of messy meatballs. I'm washing my hands. All right, so I covered that up until it was time for it. I didn't want a gnat to get on it. And I believe I turned on, yes I did, I added some olive oil to the pot. Here I'm trying to decide which tomatoes I want to use. Both of them are diced. One's petite and in tomato sauce, and that's the one that I chose to use. Also opening up the carrots. At this time I'm sauteing the onions, the zucchini and onions. Here I am stirring it to make sure it is not burning. I turned it down low. Okay, so I soaked the carrots in some vinegar. It's hard to get Dawn off of it. It's such a porous vegetable. It will go right in the vegetable and it will be disgusting and everything would taste like Dawn dish detergent. So I'm going to cut up the carrots once I add the tomatoes into the pot. I'm going to cut up the carrots. I added the onion, zucchini, and garlic to the pot and some olive oil. Here I am making the chicken stock. I boiled some water in my teapot and I added it to the tablespoon of broth. And I made about 8 ounces of chicken broth to add to the soup, along with the canned tomatoes. I forgot that I was recording and I just stood right in front of the video. So I moved out the way so you could see it. Better than bouillon chicken broth to add to the pot as well. Alright, so stirring it to make sure it's not burning. The celery, the onions, the garlic, the zucchini. And I'm adding the broth to the pot to begin the simmering process. So now I have to hurry up and, oh, there's the tomatoes. I thought I had already added it. Sorry. Yep, I'm about to add the tomatoes. And that's the petite tomatoes in tomato juice. Carrots, I was not feeling well at all, so I attempted to cut them all into fours. And at this point, I realized I need to hurry up and get finished with these carrots because I don't got time. I need to add them to the pot. It's just for me anyway. I don't like my stuff mushy, so I didn't mind them being a little firm, but I also didn't want crunchy carrots and everything else to be done. Which I didn't really have to worry about that because the meatballs have not been placed in the pot yet. I didn't want them to not cook. This is a close-up. I'm sure it smelled delicious. I can't smell, so there's that. Yeah. So now I'm adding the meatballs. My dog knows not to come in the kitchen while I'm cooking. Look, she knows better. We don't do that. All right, so let's get these meatballs in here. Washing my hands again. All right. And there's the boiling water. So I added the hot water to the rice because it takes that rice a really long time to cook. And that just helps to speed up the process. I also added butter and olive oil to the rice cooker. I meant to use broth, but I forgot. All right, this is the final dish. And now I'm about to plate it. It looks like it smells great. I can't smell, so I had no idea. My husband said it did. He walked in, he was like, let me wash my hands and eat immediately. And he did, right? I thought he was going to eat Chick-fil-A with the kids, but he did not. My son had a friend over, and I let them eat Chick-fil-A because I didn't feel like fussing at him about eating something I know he didn't want today. So go on and treat yourself. Treat yourself Saturday. That's what we call it today. But this is the finished product. I forgot to put the parsley on it. Say your grace always. And then taste it. Yummy, yummy, yummy in my tummy, tummy, tummy. So it was delicious. I'm sure it would have tasted even better had I had taste buds. I could taste a little bit of it. I could taste a hint of the deliciousness, but it wasn't as strong as I wanted it to be because my taste buds were off. Okay. This is me adding the parsley. Yes, yes. It's me adding some fresh parsley to it because I had forgotten to do so. And here's my trifecta. It really helps with mucus or anything you may be experiencing. Apple cider vinegar, organic honey, and lemon juice. A fresh lemon is best, but I didn't have one, so I worked with what I worked with. Take care of yourself, y'all. That's my 2 cents. Take it or leave it. It's free.